Hey, hi everyone, am I audible? Uh, yeah, hi everyone. Good morning. Am I audible? Okay. Okay. So yesterday's class, quick revision. What we have seen is we have discussed about basics of tensor. So I know for few of you, I think Mohan and Kumar, I already talked about gradient and derivative and all. But as many others are also joined, so it is a good thing to kind of revise again the gradient concept. So before we go and implement using PyTorch, what we will do today is we will be discussing the theory part of derivatives, and then we will start the concept today. So we will be discussing about neural network, and once we completed the theory part, again we will go to PyTorch and everything we will implement there. So just give me 2 minutes. Let me download one of the material. Okay. So quick revision. What we have seen is we just okay. So what we have seen yesterday we discussed about this graph, right? So the difference between yeah. So whoever joined today, for whom today is the first class, no worries. We just have seen the PyTorch installation, and then yesterday I discussed about the difference between deep learning and ML. Why deep learning is like, what are the benefits of using deep learning? Those all things we have discussed. So with respect to theory part or with respect to concept, today's class is very important. Today onwards, please do not miss, otherwise it will difficult for you to follow up. So Sunil, I think you can understand today's class very well, and after the class is over I will be talking to you. Okay. Okay. um so basically what we will discuss today is the derivative concept. We will discuss what we have discussed yesterday. We discussed yesterday about this graph, right? So deep learning and ML, right? You understood. So by increasing the complexity of the deep learning model for the same amount of data, there is a scope of increasing the accuracy of the model, right? But that is not the case for machine learning. In machine learning, for the same amount of data, by increasing by increasing the complexity, there is no scope of increasing the complexity of a machine learning algorithm after a certain point, right? So no matter how many algorithm I'm using, no matter what I'm doing, after a certain point of time, like, the accuracy will be constant. It will not be enhanced further. So that is the main problem, right, in ML. So that's why if you want a very accurate model, you can go for deep learning. So that we discussed yesterday. So today we will be discussing something about intuition behind intuition. We will be discussing about intuition behind derivatives. So I know everybody know about derivatives, but why I am again kind of writing here, because most of you have seen derivatives in your plus two, in your 12th standard, right? So this is just a revision what we have seen there. So what is derivatives, right? What is the intuition behind a derivative? So derivative is a very, very, very important concept in deep learning. Most of the optimization technique that we will be discussing later, called gradient descent, stochastic gradient descent, momentum based gradient descent. So we are discussing about the key term gradient today. So what we are going to discuss today is we are going to discuss the key term gradient. So what is gradient, right? So once we understand what is gradient, then only using PyTorch we can find the gradient or derivative. But let us first understand what is gradient. So gradient is nothing but derivative, right? There's the same name. Derivative is also known as gradient. Okay, derivative is also known as gradient. So I'll give you a very small example. Okay, let's say there is a function. You must have studied about function, right? In 12th, in 11th we have functions, relations and functions. So basically, let's say there is a function called f of a. So f of a equals to 3a. Okay, so let's say this is a function. What is f of a? F of a is a function of a, that is 3a. Let's say this f of a I am denoting as y. Okay, y is a function of a. Okay, and x is my a. Y is a function of x, and y equals to f of y equals to 3a, or f of a equals to 3a. So this is given. Okay, this is given. Now if y equals to 3a, what will be dy by dA? What will be dy by dA? This is what we're trying to answer. What we're trying to answer, if y equals to 3a, what is dy by dA? That is what we're trying to answer. Now we all know the formula of dy by dA in this case is 3, right? But how we arrived a conclusion that it will be 3. So how exactly, what is the principle, right? What is the logic behind finding the derivative as 3, right? Why it is not 3a square, or why it is not 3 cube, or why it is not 0, or why it is not anything else, why it is only 3. So that we will be understanding now. So what is derivatives? So in simple term, can anybody, Mohan and Kumar, did you remember? Like I think we discussed what is a derivative at high level. Can you tell, Mohan? You remember or forgot? Mohan, you're there? Yes, change in unit. I think everyone is muted. Okay. Um, okay. Uh, can you please unmute everyone? Is there in, I think the online. Okay, I have no option to unmute you guys. Okay, so you can yeah, anyways, let me explain. So what is derivative, right? So for example, a equals to, let's say, 2. Okay, what is the value of a? A equals to 2. So f of a, what will f of a will have? If a equals to 2, what is f of a? Who can answer? If a equals to 2, what will be f of a? A equals to 2, then f of a will be 6, right? If a equals to 2, f of a will be 6. Now derivative is if I do a very infinitely small change in a, right? What is derivative? Derivative is very infinitely small change, very small change, right? Very infinitely small change in x. If I do a very small change in a, what is happening to b? What is happening to my y? In this case, it is nothing but uh, my f of a. Are you getting what is derivative? If I do a very small change in a, what is happening to f of a? How much change f of a is what's happening to, how much change happening to f of a? So let's say that's very small change is 0.000000, infinitely small amount. I cannot write so much small value. So what I will write is, I will take a small value, let's say 0.001. So what I have done now, a is changed from a to a, from a equals to 2 to 2.001. I have done 0.001 change in a. Okay, previously a was 2, now I have changed 2 to 2.001. In reality, it is not 001, it is 0.000000, infinitely small amount. So when I have done a very small amount change in A, when A is changing from, when A is changing 0.001, that is from 2 to 2.001, 2.001, what is happening to F? When I am changing 0.001 unit in A, how many unit increment or decrement or whatever is happening to f of a, that is derivative. So what will become, what will f of a will have, what will be the value for f of a? So f of a will be 6.003. Okay, 6.003. So basically I will be adding 3 into a, right? So 3 into a, what is a? 2.001. So what is 3 into 2.001? 6.003, correct? So that is what happened to f of a. So a equals to 2.001, then f of a equals to 2.003. Okay, so now this is my new change. So if in this new change, can anybody tell me for 1 unit, so 0.001, let's say this is 1 unit, okay? 1 unit change in A is leading to 0.003 can be represented as 3 into 0.001. So this is nothing but 3 unit. 1 unit change in A, right, reflected in 3 unit change in f of a. So what is the relationship? 1 unit change in a is resulting 3 unit change in f of a. So what is derivative definition? The derivative definition is, if I do a very, very small change in a, how many unit change happening in f of a? That is my derivative. So if I do a very small unit change in a, 3 unit change in f of a is happening. So what is the derivative? Derivative is 3. Sorry, derivative is 3 unit, because it is changing 3. In terms of graph, if I have to understand, let's say this is my a, this is my a, and this is my f of a. So initially in the first case, a equals to 2. Let's say this is the point where a equals to 2 and f of a equals to 6. Let's say this was the point. This was the point, right? The initial point, right? This is nothing but 2 comma 6. This was the first point. Now what is the second point? Second point is a changed from 2 to 2.001, right? Let's say this is the point. Let's say this is the point, and 6.003. So very close to this. Let's say this is the new point. This is the new point. Here it is 2.001 comma 6.003. This is the new point. So if I keep, so if I find if I join these two lines, all the lines, if I points, I will get a line, right? So what is a slope? Slope is nothing but initially this was the point, later this was the point. So what is the derivative? Or derivative is also known as slope. What is the synonym for derivative? The synonym for derivative is gradient or slope, right? Derivative is also known as gradient or slope. So here in this case, what will be the slope? So a changed from 2 to 2.001. So this is 0.001. Let me use another color. So what is happening to y? 1 unit change in x is leading to how many unit change in y? This red color is 0.003, right? So 1 unit change. So this is nothing but my slope. So any point, let's say here I am checking, okay? Here I am checking, and let's say here I am checking. So what is the slope? 1 unit change in x. Let's say this is nothing but, let's say 1, and let's say this is nothing but, I changed a from 1 to 1.001. This is 0.1001 unit change in x is leading to 0.003 unit change in y. Similarly, let's say another point, right? If I change a from 5 to 6, 1 unit. So what will happen to f of a? This, let's say a equals to, from 2, it is, let's say a equals to 3 now. A equals to 3. So what will be f of a? If a is 3, f of a is how much? 3 into 3, it is 9. How many unit change? If a 3 is 1 unit, 9 is how many unit change? 3 unit change. So what I mean to tell you is, if it is a degree 1 equation, you go to any you go this line, everywhere the slope will be same. So what is slope? Slope is nothing but, what is slope? Slope is nothing but height by width. What is slope? Slope is nothing but height. Slope is nothing but height divided by width, right? So if it is a degree 1 equation, if you go anywhere in this line, anywhere you go, anywhere you find the slope will be always constant, or the slope will be same, right? For degree 1 equation, the slope will be same throughout the line. And in this case, what is the slope? Height by width, right? 3. You go anywhere, you will find the slope is 3, right? So what is the derivative here? Now you understood why the derivative of dy with respect to dy by dA is 3. So the answer here is 3. Why? The answer here is 3 because the slope everywhere in the line is 3. Slope is height by width. In other term, derivative is very small unit change in A leading to how many unit change in f of A. So no matter what changes I am doing to A, any unit, like one single unit change in A is responsible for 3 unit change in f of A in this case when it is degree 1. So now that's the reason the derivative of dy by dA is 3. I will pause here. Now you tell me, is it clear, not clear, doubt? Sunil, are you getting? Is it clear to you, Sunil? Derivative is clear? Right? Right? Yeah. So I think we already discussed, this is just a revision, but again, even if it is a revision for Mohan and Kumar, it is good because the more you understand it, it's a very basic concept. Every optimization technique that we are going to use in coming classes, I will be repeating this gradient. So hence onwards, when I'm saying gradient, you need to understand that I'm talking about derivatives. Gradients are nothing but derivatives. Very simple term. Slope, if I'm talking, slopes are nothing but derivatives. Gradient are nothing but derivatives. So derivative is 1 unit small change in A leading to how many unit change in f of A. That is gradient. Now this is a degree 1 equation. Everything whatever we have done is with respect to degree 1. Now I'll explain the same thing with respect to higher degree equation so that you will get a kind of idea, right? Now I'm just erasing everything, okay? Now you tell me what will be the derivative of let's say f of A equals to A square, okay? F of A equals to A square. So what will be the derivative? Let's say that is y. So what will be the derivative of f of A with respect to A? If f of A equals to A square, you must have remember this formula, right? So A square 2A, right? If f of A equals to A square, if I find a derivative of f of A with respect to A, it will be A square. What's happening? This is the first time I am using this. There is no, okay, refresh. Okay, so what I will do now is I will explain the same concept, and now this time you will tell me the answers. If you understand the degree 1, the degree 2 also you can answer. Okay, so the same thing again we will repeat, but now it is a degree 2 equation. Let's see what is happening with higher order equations, right? So f of A equals to A square. What we are trying to understand is if I do d of f of A with respect to A, what will be the answer? That is what we are trying to predict, right? Not predict, sorry. That is what we're trying to find out, right? And we all know the answer, that is 2A. Now here, we're trying to understand how it is 2A. What we're trying to understand is how it is 2A. Now, in the first case, what is happening? A value is 2. The value of A is 2. Now, you tell me what will be the value of f of A. If A equals to 2, what will be f of A? F of A is A square. So what is f of A if A equals to 2? What will be f of A? 4, right? 2 square, a square, that is 4. So this is the first step. Okay, let's say I'm just also drawing the line, right? So a equals to 2. This is my 2. This is my 2 and this is my f of a. Okay, this is my f of a where it is 4. Okay, now what I have done is the same thing, infinitely small amount of change in a. So let's say that infinitely small amount change is 0.001. I have done 0.001 change in a. So what is a now? The new a is from 2 it became 2.001. Okay, now if it became 2 to 2.001, what will happen to f of a? What will happen to f of a? So f of a is nothing but a square. So 2.001 square. So what is the final output? Final output is 4.004. So when I'm changing a to 2 to 2.001, f of a, I mean when I'm doing a small change, that is 001. So if I take, can anybody tell how many unit change it is happening right now? How many unit change? 4 unit, correct. So if I take 0.001 as 1 unit, this is 1 unit. So I have done 1 unit change in A. So 0.004. So how many unit change? Is nothing but 4 into 0.001. So there are 4 unit change in f of a. So in my case, what is happening is 1 unit change in a is leading to 4 unit change in f of a, right? Now let's try for another value to check whether that is same as before. So now let's say a value is something different. Okay, let's say the a value I'm taking is now in this case, second case a value is, now you will tell me if a value is 25, a value is 5, f of a value is 5 square, that is 25, right? Now I did the small change in f of a. So a value changed from 5 to 5 to 5.001. I have changed 0.001 change. So what will happen to f of a? F of a will be 5.001 square, right? So it will be something nearer to, I have calculated this, so it will be something nearer to 25.010, right? Now in this case, what is happening? In this case, my 1 unit is, right? So this is the case. Is here 4 unit? It is changing 4 unit here. The question is, in the first case, it has changed 4 unit. In the second case, how many unit it is changing? 10 units, right? So see here, 0.001 is 1 unit, right? Is 1 unit change in A leads to 0.10 can also be represented as 10 multiplied by 0.001, right? If I multiply 10 into 0.001, that will become 0.010. So here it is 10 unit change, 10 unit change. Now the question is, in degree 1, everywhere it was changing 3333. Means what? The slope in degree 1 was same across the line. That was a straight line. If it is a degree 1 equation, that is a straight line. Do you think if it is a degree 2 equation, it will be a straight line? Now think. Degree 2 equation is a straight line or degree 1? What is the equation of a line? Y equals to mx plus b. What is the equation of a line? Y equals to mx plus b, right? So always if I ignore this b, as a constant, y equals to mx. So this is what is the relationship between y and x. So always degree is 1. Degree 2 is always a curve. So degree 2 means, let's say this is a curve. Degree 3 means again a stiffer curve. Degree 4 again more stiffer. Degree 5, degree 6, degree 7. The more you increase the degree, The more stiffness in the curve you will find. But degree 2 is a curve. It's not a straight line. Now the concept here is the slope is same, is the slope is same across the line, across the curve. Just think, will it be same or different? Tell me. In straight line, the slope is same across the line, across the straight line. Everywhere the slope is same. Do you think in a curve, the slope will be same everywhere? It is no, right? So you just think about a real-time situation. Let's say this is a curve. I'm just writing it. This pen is not very good, so please try to adjust. So let's say this is the curve. And do you think in this case the slope will be always same? And if not, okay, let me erase it. This line is really bad line. Okay. So if not, if you are thinking that this slope will not be everywhere same, can you tell me, not with respect to math, simple logic. So where you think the slope will be more and where you think the slope will be less if it is a curve. Okay, so you tell me. Now this is a curve, okay? So in this case, what do you think? The slope is, yes. So if it is a plane surface, correct. So exactly. So if it is a plane surface, the slope will be mostly constant. But if it is like this particular case, right? This area, when it is like this, here the slope will be more, here the slope will be more. And in like if the stiffness is more, the slope will be more. If it is more plane structure, there is no the curveness is less, the slope will also be, the value of slope will be less. So that is how the concept is, right? That is how the concept is. So it's very interesting actually, right? We are connecting math with deep learning is nothing but math, complete math. Neural network that we are going to study is actually, it's full of math. Whatever we already discussed, we are using math for solving real-time problem, right? Now what will happen here? Now if you understand this, the second equation is very important. So pay attention here, okay? And ask me if you could not understand so that I can repeat. No problem in repeating, but main thing is you need to understand. These all are very, very important concept. Okay, so just give me 1 minute. Let me erase this here. Okay, now if I come here, let's say this is how my line is looking now, okay? Oh, this is the problem with this lines, okay? Oh, I will be using my iPad. Today I could not use it because I think it was already late. So tomorrow onwards I'll be using iPad, so it will be easier. Anyway, so this is the line now, okay? This is the line, the curved line, a square line, okay? Now you tell me, for the first time it is, so now you understood why the slope is not same, right? Here in this case it is changing 4 unit. Now in the below case it is changing 10 unit, 10 unit. So let's say the f value is, let's say a equals to, let's say here a equals to 5. This is the point, a equals to 5, or let's say here a equals to 5, and f of a is equals to 25. Now a changed to 5 point, let's say this is the point, okay? Let's say if I find slope here it is 0 point, here it is 0.001 unit. Let's say here it is 0.001, and here how much is the change? Here it is 10 unit change, 10 unit change. So it is 0.1010. The slope is more here in this case because this is more stiffer. Whereas here if I find, here if I am find, here if I find, here it is, let's say 0.001 unit change in x is leading to 0.004, means what? 4 unit. Here it is 4 unit, here it is 10 unit, and you can understand why the slope is different, because here the surface is like this, right? Stiffer, and here the surface is more smooth surface. There it is more stiffer surface. So based on the surface, the slope will vary. But out of all of this, a common formula you can derive here is, so if you 10 is nothing but 2 into a, 10 unit is nothing but 2 into a. So what is a? A is my, what is a? A is, here in this case, here it is 5. So if a equals to 5, f of a will be, so if of a equals to 5, the derivative, right? Here 10 unit is nothing but 2 into 5, 2a. Here 4 also I can represent as 2 into a. So 2 into a in my case is 2. So what formula here it is we are finding is, everywhere if you find any, and you can try by your own. At home, what you will do is, for different values of a, take another value, let's say a equals to 10, and you find out what is happening when you change 10 to 10.001, what is happening to 100, then 10.001 square, what is happening, and you will find the same formula, that is 2 into a. That is the formula we are deriving. So from this theory, what we are concluding is, this will be 2a. Anywhere in the line, if I find, in the previous case it was always, 3a. The derivative of that is just the constant, that is 3. But here the derivative of a square is 2a. So why it is 2a? Because if I do changes in one unit, whatever unit I'm getting, that is nothing but 2a unit change is happening, right? 2a unit always is the relationship everywhere I can find in this line, right? And that is how the derivative formulas are derived. Okay, that is how the derivative formulas are derived. So now you tell me, what will be the derivative of f of a equals to d of a when a equals to 3? If a equals to 3, what will be the formula? Like what will be the derivative? If a equals to 3, what will be derivative of d of f of a by dA? With respect to dA, what will be the derivative if a equals to 3? What is the formula? 2a, 6, right? And so on. We just remember the formula, we don't remember this all theory, but this formula is not something came out of nowhere, right? This is the logic behind this formula. So is it clear? Now if you understand degree to any degree any further, right? So let's say degree 3 equation. Degree 3 means the line will be even more stiffer. Degree 4 means any degree, higher degree, right? Slope will not be same. Now, is this concept is clear that if it is a straight line, degree 1 equation, slope will be same everywhere. If it is more than 1 degree equation, the slope will not be same everywhere. If I am going, if it is a stiffer surface, the slope will be more, right? Means 1 unit change in x will lead to more unit changes in y. And if it is a flat surface, the slope will be less, right? But there is a relationship that we can establish. Is it clear? Is it clear? The concept is clear. More than 1 degree, slope is not constant. Is it clear? Yeah. So this concept I will use later. Okay, this concept I will use later. We have an optimization technique, okay, called gradient descent. We'll discuss that. So that is now today I am not going to tell you, but later. So this is how it is. The problem, the objective is to reach here. This is the minimum, right? We'll start here and reach here. So we will find derivatives to reach here. This is direct relation. These gradients are, if you understand this gradient slope and derivative, gradient descent optimization technique, very easily you can understand. Okay. So I will pause here. Any doubts so far? So all the maths we discussed, tomorrow we will implement. But what I'm thinking is we will, we will implement this using tensors. And what I was thinking is the timing is correct, like every day morning, is it okay? Or do you want, can we connect on weekends if this everyday timing, because joining and other things, 10-15 minutes every day it is going. So I'm thinking, can we connect on weekend if you all are available? Otherwise, we can continue on morning. I'm available both days. So weekend is fine. Like we can connect for 2.5 hours, and we'll complete a concept. And deep learning is more like your practice. So whatever so whatever we have discussed, and what I will do is in weekday, one day we can connect if you have any doubt. Santosh not visible. Okay. It's better if we can connect on weekends, but okay. Santosh, are you not available evening time on weekends? If not morning, evening, any time is okay with me. Uh, okay, so let's discuss that. Others, for others, I think Mohan, Kumar, you are available. Basant on weekends. Mahendra, Sunil. So yeah, that is okay, but we will save so much time, right? Every day logging in, logging out. We are like, see, we are covering very less concepts. So there is a link of deep learning. It is okay if you spend 2 hours, one concept completely you can understand. For example, tomorrow after derivative, the next concept is dependent on derivative. So deep learning is not like machine learning. One algorithm will take at least 2 weekends to complete. So you join one weekend and you complete one algorithm. So complete concept in a flow you can understand, not half, right? So in machine learning, there was no dependency. In deep learning, ANN, let's say, if you understand gradient tomorrow, you will understand the next concept. And so like when we reach to programming, you will be forgetting this theory. So I'm not saying it is not good to connect every day 1 hour. That is also good. But what I'm saying is if we connect and go for 2-3 hours also, that is okay. No problem, because we can complete one concept in one kind of stretch. Anyway, that we will discuss later. One doubt, degree 2 every time DFD. Yes, yes. In degree 2, every time we will find a derivative, it is 2a. And you can find it, you can also try at your home. What you will do is, I have tried for two values of a equals to 2 and a equals to 5. Try some other values of a. Randomly you pick any value of a, let's say equals to 45, right? Then f of a, you take the square of 45, and then you change a to 0.001. See what is changing, what is happening to f of a, right? And then you find any random value of a also. If you take the relationship, you will find is 1 unit change in a is leading to 2a unit change in f of a. Okay, 1 unit change is leading to 2a unit. Okay, so that is what is the relationship is. That's why the slope is height by width, so it is 2a. Okay. Okay, so no problem. If the timing is not suitable, we'll continue morning time, the same time. Okay. Okay, thank you all. Will connect. I have another batch right now. So tomorrow again we will connect the same time. So I think morning time. So the meeting is like they started the meeting late. I think due to morning time, I'll update so that tomorrow onwards we'll be connecting sharp 6:30, and we can continue. Okay, so I will, you are having problem installing PyTorch. Okay, anybody is facing such problems installing PyTorch? Sunil, you joined today newly, right? So we have completed two things. One is PyTorch installation we have completed, and that's the only thing concept wise. And today we are looking this derivative. So if you have any problem with respect to installation, please, you are good. Okay, so let me know if you are, no, PyTorch installation. PyTorch installation, if you are facing problem, let me know. Sunil, what you will do is, once you confirm your enrollment, you will be given access to the drive. You take the recording of PyTorch installation and you have to install PyTorch in your system. Okay, so you have to install PyTorch in your system following the video. Or you can check internet also, but the requirement is installing PyTorch, because otherwise you cannot able to do the assignments. Oh, what error you are getting, Basant? Can you send me? So please email me your error, right? So that like I can look into it. Okay. First, try to see whether Visual C++ or whatever the error is it is showing. Try to Google it, and then if you are getting no solution, just ping me. I will help you. Collecting package JSON, import data JSON failed. Okay, just oh, okay, no problem. I'll help you out. In the meantime, people who are facing problem, you can use Google Colab. In the meantime, I'm not giving you solution for this error. Please use Google Colab. So Google Colab already PyTorch is installed. So you can, from day one you can start using it. You know about Google Colab, right? I think everybody knows about Google Colab. So you can use Google Colab. 12 GB RAM. It is not like with GPU support. 12 GB RAM with GPU support. And also it allows I mean, most of the packages, PyTorch and everything is installed, so you can directly start using it. Okay, okay, so let's connect tomorrow. We'll connect. Thank you all. Yeah. Okay, no problem. I think most of you are not available, so we will continue in 6:30 timing only. Okay, thank you all.